Hail Mary long, touchdown in the zone. Texas on my mind, hook 'em till I'm gone. Steel curtains, Pittsburgh battle strong. Scope buffs to the beat, rap the fight song. College dream stadiums packed to the lid. 95 yards, let the Heisman bid. Boys in the huddle, plans never kid. From the Lone Star to the Rockies, heroism undid. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Scope buffs chin, every nerve fits. Pittsburgh sky like I love unearth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Lady love on the sidelines, heart in the game. Quarterbacks pass, parallel the same. Respect where it's due, never been lame. Love, laugh, subscribe, the flames never tame. Blitz crush, defensive line rewind. Buffs roar, another first down grind. Long live the gridiron, always unkind. Highlight reels, leaving trails behind. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Scope buffs chin, every nerve fits. Pittsburgh sky like I love unearth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Really flawed, my life ain't perfect. Hook 'em horns, showing all worth it. Unearth it. Unearth it. Unearth it. Unearth it.
I'm on mute. Can somebody let me know if you can hear me? We are experiencing thunderstorms. Of course, the one time I decide to go live and it's storming outside. So there's that. Yay! Hey, Jen J. How is everyone doing? I haven't been live in so long by myself. I have, let's see. I've been with Coach Hayes. I've been with Street. I've been with Rab over at Vocal Vike. Shout out to him. I've been live with, who else have I been live with? I feel like I was live with somebody else. Anyways, I'm live. Hi, how is everyone? I have zero agenda, but I am here to announce that I have officially finished my 32 fan series. So I've talked to every single NFL fan. It is all completed. I am done. It took me 3 weeks. Wait, 3 weeks? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to talk to every single fan. And I will be honest and say, last year it took me, I was talking to fans into June. Like I was talking to fans literally like the Thursday before their video released on, the video released that week. So last week I was terrible, or last year I was terrible. Last year I did this fan series all wrong. I didn't plan. I didn't organize. I was a mess. It was my first time, but this time I am done. I have talked to every single fan, so I'm super excited about that. So there is that. And welcome everybody. Hi, Skull for Life. I'm so excited to see you here. So exciting. Hey, DC Carson, how are you, sir? Mary, I'm so glad that you're here. I love seeing new people here. It makes me so happy. Hey, Jen J. Awesome. Welcome everybody in. I don't have an agenda. Usually when I do this, I go live. So used to, man, it's been probably, I don't know how long it's been since I've been live by myself. But usually when I'm live by myself, what ends up happening is somebody will ask me a question and then I just start talking and rambling on about the question. And then I just start talking, or I share like whatever's going on in my life and whatever's happening and all those things. My birthday is this week. So that is that. I am a faithful Gemini. I am Gemini through and through. So there's that. And my birthday is on Thursday. So I wanted to like not do anything all week. So what I want to happen is on Wednesday, I want to like get a massage, get a pedicure, manicure, and get a facial and do everything I need to do on Thursday or on Wednesday, get my hair done, all those things, right? And then on Thursday, I want to do absolutely nothing. That is what I want to do for my birthday. Like usually when I was younger, I was like, I want to do this for my birthday. I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to go here. This year for my birthday, I'm like, I want to do absolutely nothing. I want to work out, eat pizza, and I just want to relax because let me tell you, this 32 fan series, I could not explain to you how much energy it takes from me. Because, like, just imagine talking to 32 different people. Like, just take a second. And a lot of people are like, I don't even know 32 people. Cause, like, I feel like as we get older, like, we don't know as many people. And so, like, just think about talking to 32 different people, like, 32 different people about their teams. And then I research them. So like I research like the teams and the fandoms and I have opinions and all these things. And then I watch the people's content that I talk to. So just imagine how much time, effort, and all of that goes into that. I finished that in a month. Okay. So I am not doing anything because I feel like I have worked so hard for the last really 6 weeks. I feel like I've just been working so hard for this series and to do everything for this series. And now that I've talked to my final person, not only do I feel really proud of myself, but I am like, this girl needs a break. Like, I just need a break. I just need a solid break where I just get to relax and then I get to release the episodes and all of those different things. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And thank you all for saying happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate happy birthday. Thank you so much. And yeah, so I am going to do nothing. Hey Mac, how are you, sir? So I am going to do absolutely nothing and I am going to take pride in doing absolutely nothing. Because for those of you that like don't know me very well, for me to say I'm doing absolutely nothing is going to shock a ton of people because I do stuff. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. I'm either grading something for my students, I am working or I'm traveling for work, or I'm recording a video, or I'm editing a video, or I'm uploading a video, or I'm mentoring someone, or I'm tutoring somebody, or I am helping somebody do this, or I'm always doing something, always. I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not doing anything on Thursday. I might not do anything on Friday. I might not do anything on Saturday. And I might not do anything on Sunday. I also have already recorded. This hair is going to look very familiar on Sunday when the video releases about the next division. I've already recorded that. I'm going to edit it and get it all ready. And I'm uploading that thing. And I am not doing anything Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you know me, and you are hearing me say I'm doing nothing, you're probably like, there's no way. There's no way she's not going to do anything. But I'm not going to do anything. I am just going to do nothing and I'm going to love it. I will say the one thing I'm going to do is sit on the couch. Going to sit on the couch, 100% sitting on the couch. The other thing I'm going to do is I have been watching General Hospital for like 20 years. But when I started doing my NFL fan series, I didn't have the time. I was like, I can't even explain to you how much time I didn't have. I mean, just think about this for a second. Every night, I'm pretty sure I got into bed around 2:30 or 3, and then I would wake up, go to work. So I would wake up, go to work, sometimes record at 11 or 12 during my lunch hour, go back to work. Then I would come home, and then I would either record an episode, like do an office hour for my students, right? Take that time to do that. Then I would like record an episode or somebody would cancel. So then I would start grading and like all of these things. Okay. So anyways, I am going to be doing nothing on Thursday. I'm going to watch General Hospital and I'm going to just like get caught up on life and I'm going to work out. I'm going to keep my sexy on. And that is all I'm going to do for 4 days. So that is going to be my birthday for this week. So yeah. Hey Bird, how are you? Thank you for joining. Yeah, so that is what I'm doing. So I decided to go live because like I said, my series is over and I decided to give some time back and to talk to you lovely people. So I don't have an agenda. I don't have anything that I want to talk about. And honestly, usually I will talk about everything. The only thing I don't want to talk about because it's triggering is the Diddy trial. Other than that, everything else is kind of it is what it is. So yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I am. How are you all liking the NFL fan series? Have you all watched it? Are you watching the fan series? Or are you just like, I like college football. I don't even like the NFL. I'm not watching the NFL crap. I like college football. The NFL is for, I don't know what the NFL is for, but I'm not watching NFL. I like college because I've realized there's a lot of people who like college football and don't even watch the NFL. Or there's people who watch the NFL that don't even watch college football. And I'm very fascinated by this phenomenon that I'm finding out. So, yeah. What are you all's thoughts? What are we thinking? How are we feeling? Talk to me. Give me something. If you want to join me on the panel and you want to come and talk to me, let me know because I will chat with you. If you want to chat with me, let me know. I'll drop the link for you if you want to come chat with me. If you don't want to come chat with me, it usually happens and people stay in the chat and just fire out questions. So I will answer any question that you might have for me. And yeah, so we'll just go at it that way. So that is what we're going to do. My birthday is on Thursday. Just so anybody who's wondering, my birthday is on Thursday. And because I'm live, and why not just break the element of surprise? The next division I'm going to release is going to be the AFC South. So that is going to be interesting. All of those videos are almost uploaded and ready to go. So I'm doing AFC South next week. And then the week after that is going to be the NFC North. So that is how we're going to do that. And yeah, just so for those of you that are wondering and you want to know, that is what is happening. The other thing is, I thank you, Mary, for saying you enjoy the series. I appreciate that. I think it's cool whenever you get to watch teams, fans of the teams you're going to play. Did I say that right? Yes. Because it gives you like some perspective. Like you kind of start to feel like, okay, what is this team going to do? Who is this team? Who do they have? What is their fans saying? So it's fun. It's fun for me. So there's that. The other thing is too, is I feel like this is kind of the dead period for football if you're not into the NFL. Because if you're into the NFL, you're like watching OTAs and you're waiting for like this June 1st designation and you're waiting for all these like NFL things. But if you're not an NFL person and you're a college person, there's a lot of like, there's not really much happening in the college football world as far as like, obviously they're moving the playoffs, but let's be honest, not a lot of teams are going to make the playoffs. Like I'm just keeping it real here. So that's kind of a moot point. And so there's that. And yeah, so it's summer. It's summertime. Kids are out of school. Everything is out of school. Yeah, people are watching Recruits in June, July. Hey, Motivated, Dedicated, how are you? So yeah, so I think that's cool. You know, it's just like one of those things where it's like, depending on what you're into, I am one of those weird people. I like this time of the year because I think I like this time of the year because I get to slow down and then my fan series will release and then I kind of get to like take a deep breath. But man, covering 3 teams, I don't know who told me this was a good idea to cover these 3 teams, but I love it. I love it in a I'm so busy kind of way, but obviously, I'm always going to cover my Texas Longhorns because those are my babies, but and then I can't quit the Steelers. Like, why would I quit the Steelers? And then, you know, Colorado is Colorado, and I'm going to cover them and I'm going to celebrate them. And no matter how many people don't like that I talk about Colorado, I will be continuing to talk about Colorado. If you are in my comment section and you have a problem that I cover and talk about Colorado, I don't get what the problem is. I feel like people are like, don't talk about them, talk about my team. I'm like, why would you want me to talk about something I don't want to talk about? I will never understand that. But it's so interesting when people are in my comment section. My comment section is an interesting place. I will say that. There's a lot of interesting things that are happening in my comment section. So that's always interesting. And so yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. I will say though, so little secret. I was holding this as a secret. Am I going to say this live? So I was thinking about going to the Colorado Georgia game and then going to the Texas Ohio State game because like Friday night game and then a Saturday game. Like I thought that would be cool, right? To like go to Georgia, go see Colorado play Georgia Tech in Colorado, first game of the season, Friday night, cool. And then that night, or like early the next morning, get on a plane, head to Columbus and go watch my Texas Longhorns play the Ohio State Buckeyes. Okay. Because everybody is like Arch Manning, right? It's Arch Manning's time. And every single NFL team is tanking for Arch and all those things. Right. So I was going to go watch him play. Well, then college football was like, no, because this game's going to be like at noon. So if this game's at noon, like how am I going to go watch them play if it's at noon? It doesn't really work for me. So that might be out. So there's that. So anyways, but yeah. So there's that. Oh, let me drop this link. Let's see. Does anybody want to come chat with me today? Or are you just all here to hear me ramble? Because if you want to hear me ramble, we all know by now I can ramble. Okay. Have you seen my videos? Have you seen my videos? You know what would actually be cool is if I could go live outside in the elements. That would be super cool if I could go outside. Like if I could, so for those of you that like watch my videos, in my videos, I'm outside, and here lately it's like gnats, the cicadas are out, the mosquitoes are out, the flies are out, like the rabbits, everybody's happy, the weather is perfect, right? And there's this like chaos is happening outside. So I wonder if I could do a live outside. No, that would probably be crazy. So I'm probably not going to do that. But the other thing I will say that I find interesting lately, so when I've been doing this fan series, like this is really random, but it is what it is. When I've been doing this fan series, it's interesting to listen to how people talk about their teams, because I've always said like NFL fans, like, okay, if you are just an NFL fan or just a college fan, you don't know what you're missing, because the dynamics of fans is so fascinating. So my NFL fans, lovely. My NFL fans they talk about like the offensive line and the defensive line and the pass rush and contract negotiations and like, oh, we've got to cut him because he's not producing. And it's like a grown man's league. You know what I mean? It's like businessy. And I love it, because it's like when I talk to them and I'm like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And they're like, oh, well, if we just need to cut him, if we just need to let him go, like, there's no babying in the NFL. Like NFL fans are like, no, he's not good. We need to let him go. You know what I'm saying? And like, I love that, because I'm like that. I'm like, hey, he's not good. Like, he's not good. Like even now, like my Steelers like don't have a quarterback, right? And so I'm looking at this team and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Like, y'all don't have a quarterback. You think you're going to win games? Like, what are we doing? And then though, I'm like, but that's such the NFL, because I feel like the NFL is not dependent on one position really. It's kind of like a team sport. So it's a little bit different. But then my college fans only talk about their stars. Like in college, like when I talk to college football fans only really talk about like their 5 stars or their 4 stars or like their like shining light. And so if your shining light is your quarterback, then they talk all about the quarterback. If your shining light is like your defensive line, they talk about their defense. Like college football fans are like, it's so different. So if you're listening to me and you are a college football fan, or if you are an NFL fan, you all are different. Like there's such a difference between how you all talk about people, how you talk about teams, how you talk about your things and everything like that. It's so fascinating. Hold on, let me say hi to a couple of people. Hey, Nicole, how are you, girl? Hope you're well. Hey, Matt. Oh, Mike, hey, Matt, how are you? People gotta get to know their college football teams. Well, that's the thing. So it's like, I think what happens, because you all should know me by now. Like I overanalyze everything, right? So like that's who I am. I'm an analyzer. That's what I get paid to do also, is analyze. And I think what happens is NFL fans are so focused on their teams, right? And then the draft comes. But when the draft comes, they start looking at film to figure out if the guy that they got is good. And so when you watch film, though, the film is not telling you, was it first down? Was it, second down? Was the guy hurt? Were they the backup? Like, you don't have any context when you're watching film. This is why I've always said, a lot of people are going to hate that I'm about to say this. This is why I've always said, I don't really watch film. That's not something I do, because I feel like film doesn't tell you the flow of the game, right? Like film film is just you watching a certain thing, right? Or you're watching how they get off the ball. Are they fast? What is their move? Did they beat the guy, right? And that's what you watch and that's what you're seeing. But when you watch the game and you know these players, you see them differently because you remember, okay, it's fourth down and, 2 and they made the play as opposed to it being like first down and 35 in the fourth quarter, right? Like that's a terrible example, but you follow me? I feel like so many people only watch the actual film, but forget about the context of the film, which makes it super interesting. And then I just want to say something. A lot of people also don't know what they're looking at. and so what they're so they watch film, right? They think they're watching film and they watch somebody on film and they're like, "Oh, I watched his film." And I'm like, "First of all, do you know what you're looking at when you watched his film? Like, how do you know what you just watched him do on film? Like, how do you actually know? Because if you're watching film and you're watching one guy dominate this offensive lineman, like, are you then, this is my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion, and this is going to get really petty, but this is my personal opinion. If you were watching film and you were watching a defensive lineman dominate an offensive lineman, so let's say you were watching a defensive end dominate a tackle, right? Let's just say that's what you're watching. That's what you think you're watching, right? So you watch that and you're like, oh my gosh, this defensive end is like dominating. He's getting around the edge. He's doing this. His movement, he's fast. He's all this, right? How many people take the time to then go look and see who that tackle is? Because if your defensive line is dominating the absolute worst tackle ever with terrible, like whatever the PFF grade or whatever, like if you're watching a defensive end or whatever edge rusher dominate this tackle, and then you go look at the tackle and you see that the tackle has absolutely terrible film, what are you actually watching? Does that make sense? Like, I know that's kind of a petty take, but like, let's think about that for a second. I would look amazing, right? If there was a 10-year-old in front of me and I had to run her over to go get to the quarterback, I would look phenomenal. Does that mean I have good tape? Well, yes, but like she's a 10-year-old. But if you give me a me against like a grown person, I'm probably not going to be that great. And so that's why I always say when people tell me about like, oh, I watched this film and I watched this guy and he was getting off the edge and he was da-da-da. I always say, well, who was the tackle that he was going against? And people look at me like, why would I care about the tackle? And I'm like, bruh, you missed the whole point. Anyways, let me get to these comments because I started rambling. So let's see. College football I cannot, my screen is like a tiny little thing today. College fans don't pay attention to recruiting, so they don't know the ins and outs of the roster. I think that's a good point, Motivated. I think that's a good point. All 22 film is fun to watch, and that film can show you more of the flow of the game. I agree with that if you know what you're watching. I think everybody that watches film doesn't really know what they're watching. It helps that I play the game all the way through college. I can tell this game's a technique. Yeah, I think that's great. You could watch someone dominate the other, but the dude dominating could be exactly. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's parts of this where you're like, do you know what you're looking at actually? Like, do you actually know what you're seeing? So I agree with that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Oh my gosh. I have something to play. I have something to play for super chats, I think. Do I still have it? I have something to play for super chats. Here it is. Yay! All the things saved. That's so exciting. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you. And I will do my best to make you proud and to keep going. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So yeah, and so that's always my take on film. So people always ask me like, "Hey, it would be nice like if you broke down." I'm like, let me tell you something right now. I am not ever going to break down a play unless it's my Steelers and we're running a pitch play. No. Unless it's my Texas Longhorns, hook 'em by the way, and we're running a freaking pitch play to the left and all of our blockers are coming in on the right. Okay, then I'm going to break down the play. Other than that, I'm going to leave it alone because I think I think people do lazy film breakdown. I'm just going to say what it is. I think people are lazy when they watch film, and I don't think they're giving you all the information. I think it's one thing to say, so and so is great off the ball. So and so is this off the ball. I think that is amazing. I just don't think we're talking about like who was so and so going against. Like who was like they can be great, right? They can have all the technique. They can be fast. They can be strong. They can be physical. All those things. That's a great thing to take away from film. But I think some people add a little sauce to it, and they're like, "He's the best ever." And I'm like, "The best ever? Really? The best ever? Like, are we sure? Like the best ever? Like I don't know about that." So, anyways, so that is my like rant blab about film. So makes us all proud. We love you. Thank you so much. That's so kind. When I get super chats, I feel like I'm like, what world am I living in? Because before I started my YouTube channel, obviously I would watch YouTube, right? And I would see people give super chats to people, and I was like, yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. So when I get them, it's like this euphoric thing of like, did somebody just send me a super chat? Like it's like it's the loveliest thing. So thank you for saying that. So watching film without understanding what you're watching is like watching a movie in language you don't understand. You might pick up some stuff, but you're going to miss a lot. Exactly. And that's what I always say is like, listen, I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. Okay. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I also know how much time I'm willing to dedicate towards something. So if I pick up on like this guy's fast, he beats everybody around the edge. That's enough for me. I don't need to continue to study him on film. Now, can I tell you if his feet are slow? Yeah. Can I tell you if he always misses the play? Yes. Can I tell you if he's in the A gap or B gap and all those things? I can tell you that. Who cares about all of that? I'm going to tell you the other things. I'm going to tell you he's lazy. I'm going to tell you, did you see the way he was running off the field? I'm going to tell you, have you noticed he always misses the tackle? Have you noticed he has an attitude? Have you noticed he's always the last person on the field that never gets up? Have you noticed you know what I'm saying? Have you noticed he went down on the field and nobody went to pick him up? Like those are the things. Those are things I'm going to notice. That's just what I do. So that is what I like to see. So let's see. Film is good to show people a team's strength or weakness. Yes, and again, I'm not here to say film watching is bad, right? Like because it's not. I think when you're about to play a team, you need to watch film, right? You need to study them, you need to understand them. I get that. My whole point that I was making is when it comes to NFL fans that didn't watch college football, that then watch like all these hours of random clips and all of these things about the players they're going to get on their teams. And then they formulate these big opinions about these guys. And I'm like, I watched him play and he was all right. But like, because I watched him, because I watch college football, but a lot of people don't. It's like, it's just funny to me. It's like, it's the most interesting dynamic to me. Hey, Law, how are you, sir? So anyway, so that's just how I feel about film. Like, cool. If you're a film watcher, watch film. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch film. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think sometimes we watch film and we forget context and then we just assume that somebody is amazing. And I'm like, are we paying attention to all of it? Like the whole pie, the whole thing? So that is why some people get disappointed with players after watching them on film. Exactly. I agree. I also feel like this is going to sound so terrible. I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but I also think this is why people, I can't believe I'm going to say this. This is why people have certain expectations on their teams that's not necessarily real or true, because the players that you think you got that were so good really aren't that good. like I'm just saying, like sometimes we're hyping up our guys and our teams and we're hyping them up and we're like, he's this, he's that, he's that. And I'm like, I don't really think he's that good. I don't know what you see, but I really don't think he's that good. I just don't think he's that good. So that's how I feel about it. Exactly, Jay. Like he's trash. He played 6A Texas. He's the GOAT. He played against 5-foot juniors in Montana. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's like context, people, the whole thing. Like everything has to look good. Everything has to work. And it's interesting watching people not realize that everything, you know what I'm saying? Like everything has to look good and everything has to work. And you know what I'm saying? Like it just, you know? So, and that I think this is it. The competition isn't the same. I also the other thing I've learned through my NFL series too is you know how like when you watch college football and you know the conferences. Like you know what SEC football is. You know what ACC football is. You know what Big 10 football is. You know what Big 12 football is. Like you know because you watch it, right? And you kind of hear it. It gets in your psyche. People tell you who are the top teams, who usually like brings out quarterbacks, who usually churns out linebackers, who usually churns out offensive linemen, right? Like, you know, as a college football fan, because it's a part of watching college football, you start to have certain expectations for your team or for teams in certain divisions because, or is it conferences or divisions in college football? Chat, is it conferences or divisions in college football? Conferences? Conferences. I think it's conferences. Yes. SEC is a conference. Or is it a division? It's a conference. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But you start to like expect certain things, right, from the conference. Yes, it's a conference. You start to notice like certain things from the conference. So then for me and I'm not saying this to say like only if you come from this conference you're only good at this. Only if you come from this conference you're good at this. Only like that's not what I'm saying. But I've talked to certain fans who like get really excited about like so and so player and I'm like, what school did he who? And then they'll tell me the conference, like, yeah, because that conference is really good at da da da. And I'm like, is that conference really good at that? Like, thank you, Mary. Conferences. So but it's cool because again, it's like everybody, we all love football, but we love the different like types of football, I guess is the right word. So that's always fascinating with me is seeing how other people interpret certain things is always so interesting like for me to see because it's like everybody has a different opinion and I love it. It's amazing. I think the other thing now I'm rambling. See, now you've got me rambling. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ramble. The other thing that is interesting to me that I've started to notice lately. So everybody knows I'm a Texas Longhorn fan. Okay. I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, hook 'em, Texas, Arch Manning, Archmania, all the things, right? Bring it on. Here it comes. Get ready. If you're ready or not, Archmania is going to touch your life in some way, shape, or form. Okay. They're going to be in here. People are going to be talking about Texas. That is what's going to happen. So if you are not ready to hear about Arch Manning, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Because Arch Manning is going to be talked about. Everyone's going to talk about him. Everyone's going to break down the way his movement, his steps, his body size, his family, the way he moves his head, the way he moves his finger, the way he nods his head, the way he touches Sark on the shoulder, the way that he engages with his teammates, what he's doing on the sidelines. Like Arch is going to be everywhere. So just get ready to see everything Arch Manning does from the second he walks out on the field for his first game at Ohio State to how he touches the grass to does he look at the grass, all of the things. Okay. We're going to see Arch Manning. Okay. By the end of this, you're going to know Arch Manning's favorite color, all the things. However, what I like about being a Texas fan, at least the Texas fans that I know, we're all being very logical about this whole thing. Like, we're all like, listen, we have Arch Manning. Okay. We know we have Arch Manning. Fantastic. We love us some Arch, right? We have Arch. Cool. But we're also like, let's see what he does. Like, let's kind of like, I get it. Everyone else is like, it's Arch, it's Arch, it's Arch. First round draft pick. He's coming out. He's not coming out, by the way. But Arch Manning, all this stuff over and over. And so it's been interesting to kind of step back as a fan and just listen to how different people are talking about Arch Manning, how people are talking about like Texas as a program, because we sucked for like 10, 15 years. Okay. Like we were so bad. So it's been interesting to see like how people are talking about us, what people are saying about Texas, how they're like all of these things that people are saying. It is amazing to be here. And I know a lot of people are like Texas sucks, like whatever, cool. You can say we suck. I don't really care. But it's just amazing to see how things are churning and that the last time Texas was good, well, we had Vince Young. So there's that. Kudos to Vince Young. Shout out to Vince Young, by the way. Shout out Vince. And then we had And then we had like Colt McCoy, right? Shout out to Colt McCoy also. So we were like stable at quarterback for like 10 years, it seemed like, just consistent. Then we had a kind of like, then we had some moments. And then now that we're like back, it's like not only are we like back to being relevant where people want to talk about us, like people are using Texas for clickbait. Can you imagine cheering for a team that is not very good, a team that is losing to Kansas, a team that is we're praying that we can beat West Virginia. We're begging to beat Texas Tech. Like we're hoping to sweet baby Jesus, we can find a way to like beat Notre Dame at home opening game of the season, right? Like we're so bad. To go from that to now people are like, Arch Manning, Texas, Arch Manning, Coach Sark, Texas, offense, defense, we're so good. And I'm like, really? Is that where we're at? So, anyways, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to be on this side of your team being decent. So, I agree. Mary. It is going to be very interesting about Arch. I don't have, I've made videos about Arch. I've said how I feel about Arch. Everybody should know by now. I call it down the middle. I'm calling balls and strikes. Balls and strikes. Balls and strikes. Hey, Rawhide, how are you? I'm just up here blabbing. Everybody knows I call it down the middle, right? If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, I like it. And if I don't know, I don't know. And that's just how I am. And that's how I kind of feel about Texas right now. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know. Am I on the bandwagon that we're going to the Natty and we're the best team in college football? Absolutely not. Am I on the bandwagon that Arch is the best thing that ever happened in the whole world of college football? No, that's crazy. Am I on the track where I'm like, I'm not worried about Arch. I'm worried about our offensive line. I'm worried about our receivers. I'm worried about our secondary. That's where I'm at. Like, so I get it. Everybody wants to talk about Arch and Arch this and Arch that. I've watched football enough to know Arch Manning cannot single-handedly win us a game. If our offensive line is not blocking for Arch Manning, it doesn't matter who is playing quarterback. Arch Manning is not going to win Texas football games if that offensive line can't block. Period. Arch Manning is not going to win Texas football games if that secondary is not good. Arch Manning is not going to win football. You see what I'm saying here? So, like, for me, I'm kind of like, let's see what Arch can do. Like, let's just see, right? So I'm not on the like, go Arch, he's the best ever. Like, oh my God, Arch Manning invented college football. He's so great. He's a first round pick. First of all, he's not coming out. So there's that. But secondly, I don't know. So anybody that's saying that Arch Manning is the best thing ever right now, honestly, is clickbaiting because nobody knows. Nobody knows. I'll just leave it at that. The other thing I find interesting is then I have my Colorado Buffaloes. My good old Colorado Buffaloes. And so I motivated. Shout out to Arch. He's gonna do good until he comes to Athens. The Texas Longhorns are going to end Georgia's home winning streak. Leave me alone. Don't argue with me. Okay, thanks. Bye. Arch Manning is going number 1 overall. Yeah, when he comes out in 2 years, he probably will. So it just will be what it's going to be. So my lovely Colorado Buffaloes. You know what? They got this. Go Colorado. Oh, yeah. I feel like the funny thing about Colorado, I have the opposite problem with them with Texas because I feel like Texas as a team has all the pieces around Arch, I think, and I think they have everything figured out. With Colorado, I'm just not sure yet where the pieces go. I'm just not sure. And I think it's okay to not be sure. And so I'm just not sure. And I think they could use another linebacker. I think another linebacker would be great. That's cool. Another linebacker. I've seen what they're doing with offensive line. I see what they're doing with the offensive line. And we listen, just if you're here and this is your first time listening to me talk about Colorado Buffaloes, my biggest complaints are trenches, competitive depth, linebackers. Those are my issues, right? So It's okay, Mary. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and take care of your daughter. And I love Nashville. It's a great place to be. So those are my 5 things with the Colorado Buffaloes, right? Trenches, trenches. Did I just think of another one? Okay, I lied. Okay, let me just be honest. I have 5 issues with the Colorado Buffaloes. Discipline, discipline, trenches, trenches, competitive depth linebackers. So those are my 5 tenets of the things that I'm concerned about. So the discipline, yeah. So that, and then the trenches. Okay, I see them getting offense linemen. Okay, cool. So that lets me know that you knew that there's a problem. Great. I love that. Yes. Go get some more of those. Go get those guys. Go get those offensive linemen. Colorado, go get those offensive linemen. Go get them. Stop. Go get them. All of them. All of them you can get. Go get them. Go get them. Go get them. Okay. Cool. Trenches. My competitive depth. Yeah. Linebackers. I think we need 1 or 2. I just think we need 1 or 2. Okay. I just think that. That's how I feel. I just think we need 1 or 2. I just think we need 1 or 2. So if we can shore up that O-line and it is moving and everyone's moving together in unison to block, that would be fantastic. If we cannot false start, if we cannot jump off sides, right? Because discipline. We have to fix the discipline. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Colorado. And before anybody says anything, because for some reason, people live in a world where they think Texas is just like Colorado. Okay, here's guys, women, all the things. Texas would beat the shit out of Colorado, respectively. Okay, so let's not do that. Okay, so we're not comparing apples to apples here. Okay, now, so let's not do that. Some of you might say, you're so hard on Colorado. Why are you not this hard on Texas? Texas was in the semifinals. Texas arguably got better at quarterback, depending on who you ask. And Texas has trenches, competitive depth, recruits high school students, number 1 recruiting class this year, top 5 recruiting classes the last 3 years. Those schools are not the same. Texas went and got 4 defensive linemen out of the transfer portal, 4 of those guys. All 4 of those guys, you know what, I'm not going to go there. But I'm just saying, so Texas and Colorado aren't the same, but that's okay. It's okay that they're not the same. But let's stop this false equivalency that I should talk about Colorado the same way I talk about Texas. Because if I talked about Colorado the same way I talked about Texas, trust me, you would not like it. Because the things I expect from Texas are not the same things I expect from Colorado by design. And you don't want me to expect the same things from those programs. Now, if Colorado works its way up and kind of does some things, cool. But right now, I'm hard on Texas. I don't want to be that way with Colorado. Okay. With Coach Sark, I'm like, bro, what is this? Right. So anyways, so that's that. So that's kind of how I feel. So I need Colorado to figure it out. And that is how I feel. 4-8 season is a little harsh. Christoph, that's a little harsh. What do I see the record being? So I made a video back in January or February, and I said, I think they're going 6-6. And I also said that I think 6-6 is not bad. Okay. Because that's 3 wins less than last year. And I think Shador and Travis gave you a couple of wins last year. Okay. So I said 6-6 back in February. Was that February or January? I don't know. That video is on my channel somewhere. If I think about it, I can go find it and drop it. But I said if I think about it, as if I'm not already like looking for it. So I said 6-6. I identified who I think the wins were. Now, here's what I will say. Since I made that video, I had the chance to do more research on some of the other teams. And I don't know. So I'll just leave it at that. So, but my prediction was 6-6. I just dropped the video. So if you are interested in seeing who the teams were or that, but listen, I still have time to change my mind, right? I can change my mind in August. I can change my mind in August if I want to. So That's how I feel right now. So I'm at a 6-6. Let me say this. When I made my Colorado spring game video, I triggered a lot of people. Okay. I triggered a lot of people because I was like, they're not disciplined. This offensive line looks bad. Jordan Seaton looks bad. The linebackers looked slow. The quarterback was missing wide open receivers. And I was like, I do not like this. This is bad. Terrible discipline. We look awful. This looks awful. That's what I said in my spring game video, right? That's what I said. I was like, this is awful. Now, since that video, we've gotten some offensive linemen. I don't know if we worked on our discipline. We couldn't have because football's been out. And we're getting some guys, right? So I'm okay with that. Like, let's get some guys. Let's get some guys and let's improve. Because if I'm at 6-6 now, and then by the time the season starts, I'll get to 8-4. I'm probably not going to get to 8-4. That I would be shocked if I got to 8-4, but I might get to 8-4. I just might get to 8-4. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm 6-6. I'm a solid 6-6. Now we'll see what happens, right? Spring camp and training camp. Okay, training camp is in the NFL. That's not in college. So we'll see what happens when they get to summer ball. What do we call that anymore? Summer league, summer ball, whatever it is. Summer. When we get to summer, okay. I'll see what I call. So that's what I think right now. I don't even want to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Okay. So if you want to see, if you think I'm hard on Colorado, you need to go watch some Pittsburgh videos that I have, okay? If you think I am hard on Colorado, go watch some Steelers videos. Go watch some Steelers videos and get back to me. Like, because let me tell you something. I go in on the Steelers. Like, no. So it's like by order of whatever, it's like, Texas gets the most, like, my expectation is rising. Let me see what you can do. And the other thing is too, you have to realize when you cover 3 teams, you have to kind of compare them in a weird way because it's how they make you feel, right? Because every time I call out something with Texas, I'm like, our kicker sucks. Our kicker is terrible. What the hell is this kicker? We need a new kicker. This kicker sucks. We replaced the kicker. And I'm like, I'm worried about this defensive line. This defensive line, I don't know if we're going to be able to stop the run. I'm worried about it. I don't know what we're going to be able to do. We go get 4 defensive linemen. I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do about this. Texas fixes it. I don't know what we're going to do about that. We need a different coach. We need a different da-da-da. Texas goes and gets it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Every time I complain about something with Texas, they go do it. They go fix it. Okay, cool. So then I go to Colorado. I feel like I've been complaining about being disciplined for like a year now. When are we going to fix that? We haven't fixed that. Okay. It's year 3. I want more trenches. Okay. I want more high school recruit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just not being fixed. It's just happening. So now I'm like, okay, if I change my thinking and just, if I change my thinking and just say, okay, let me switch this and say, what does Colorado have that I can stand behind? Because that's how I view Colorado, right? So Texas, I'm like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I need to believe. And Texas does all the things, then I believe. With Colorado, okay, we're not doing that. Okay, so what are we doing that I can buy into? Okay, I see us going out and getting some offensive linemen. Still waiting on the linebackers. There's that. Still waiting on that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things where I can kind of maneuver. And then it gets to my Steelers. And let me tell you something. I don't know what the fuck they got going on. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the Steelers are doing. I don't know who our quarterback's going to be. Maybe we're not going to have a quarterback. Maybe our quarterback's going to be Mason Rudolph. I don't know what the Steelers are doing. Okay. I honestly do not know what the Steelers are doing. And so I am letting them have it in my videos. I think that they have gone basic. I think that they're not evolving. I think they're doing things that I don't understand. I think we don't have a quarterback. We have a quarterback, but I'm just like, I don't know. I also feel like too, as a Steelers fan, it's hard to watch your team in this state when we had been for so long. And so when you have been for so long and he's so stable, You never had to worry about who the quarterback was or how the quarterback was going to perform, or you know what I'm saying? Like you just never had to worry about that. So now that we're worrying about it and it's like Pittsburgh, we still don't have a quarterback, it kind of makes you wonder like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of makes you wonder like what's going on. So, anyways, so that's how I feel about my Steelers. And also, that's why I'm hard on the Steelers. I'm like, guys, what what is this? Actually, and I think I could be wrong. I think my Steelers video this year. So I don't think I actually came on camera and laughed at any of my teams. I think one of the Steelers videos I actually came online and I hit record and I sat there and I was laughing and I was like, this sucks. We suck. What is this? So anyways, so that's how I feel about all three of my different teams. So as if any of you wanted to hear any of that, but that's how I feel about all my teams. And that's why I look at them differently. And that's why I talk about them differently. And that's why I feel like I show up differently for each team, because I try to hold each team to a standard that I have set for them. And I need my standards met. Period. I need my standards met. So that's that. Ooh, another super chat. Thank you, Sports Mode, for the $9.99 super chat. You could have left me a comment. Why didn't you leave me a comment? I appreciate you for the super chat. That's so nice of you. Let me play you something fantastic. Let me see which option I should play. Ooh, let's do this one. Yay! Thank you, Sport Mode. I appreciate that. That's super kind and generous of you. And lovely. I appreciate you so much. That's so kind. Thank you for liking my rambling. Thank you for liking me just rambling about my teams and what I think about them. I appreciate that. Hey, Goat, how are you? Nice to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. I am, there was something else I was thinking about too. And this is kind of random, but one of the things for the series, right? I got to get 32 fans, right? From all 32 teams. And it's funny to me how everyone is shocked by like when I have a Bills fan, everyone's like, where did you find a Bills fan? When I have a Cardinals fan, people are like, oh my God, how did you find a Cardinals fan? Seattle, like there's certain teams where people are like, where did you find that fan from? Because it's like we don't often hear from those fan bases. And so it's cool whenever I'm like, oh yeah, because I feel the same way. I'm like, some teams you just rarely hear about. You know what I mean? Like some teams, I don't like when I say, you know what I mean. I don't want to say, you know what I mean, ever. I don't like when I say that because I don't like that. That's like, yeah, I need to not say, you know what I mean. I'm working on that. Okay. I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. So, but yeah, it's always interesting when people say, how did you find a fan from such and such? How did you find that fan? So I love that. I appreciate that when people say that. So if you are one of those people that has said that to me, thank you. Because yes, sometimes I get fans from different places. And for me, I'm like, yes, I'm so excited. And the cool thing is too, is all the fans that I talk to, that it's my first time talking to them. So okay, there's two things. There's actually a couple of things that I want to talk about, because now that I'm thinking about it, it's questions that I usually get like offline, or people that know me. They're like, where do you find these people? Like, how do you find these fans? Like, where do you find these fans? How do you find them? What do you do? How do you talk to them? And all these different things. And hey, Uncle Vike, how are you? I'm just here rambling. I'm just here rambling about football and whatever. So welcome. Nice to see you. So here's the secret to how I find the fans. Okay. Here is the honest to truth secret. That doesn't make any sense. But here's the honest truth. I become a fan stalker. I become a stalker. So the first thing I do is I ask other people that I know. I'm like, hey, I'm going to put together my series again. If you know somebody from teams, like let me know if they'd be interested or not, whatever. Cool. So I always do that. And then I become like a straight up sleuth. And I'm like, And I follow hashtags and I'll go to YouTube. And the thing about technology these days is you can make the system work for you. And so usually what I will do is I will say, okay, I'm going to find teams from like the AFC East this week. And so if it's AFC East week and I'm trying to find teams or a couple of days, once you start looking for enough AFC East teams, so once I look for like Jets and once I look for Dolphins, it's just the rest of that division starts to show up. And so I can trick my system. And so that's how I start to find people is I become a full-fledged sleuth. And so I start sleuthing through and then I reach out. And like I said in one of my videos, as of today, I'm done recording. And I think in total, I've sent about 133 33 emails. I sent about 133 emails and I've probably sent about 20 or 30 30 or 40 DMs to people because once I find you, so like once I find your channel or whatever you do, or like once I find your Twitter, most times people will have like their YouTube channel linked or their Instagram linked or they're this linked or they're this linked. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to reach out. So I reach out and I'm like this crazy lady. I'm like, hey, I have this idea. Like, I'd love for you to like be a part of it. Like, would you like to be a part of it? And so that is how I find things. I literally do the work. It's like boots on the ground. I put in the work. And so I reach out to people and I just simply say like, hey, would you be interested? Did I give them a spill? And some people are interested and some people say no. Some people don't have the time or whatever, and that's fine. So that's how I find people. So that is what I do for my series. I literally do the work. I do the work, period, full stop. And that's what I do. And then I have people that will like reach out to me and they'll send people to me and, all those different things. And so that is how I find people. I literally do the work, old school style, getting in the trenches and putting in the work. And that's what I do. And so I'm really proud that I do that. So everybody that you see show up in that series, I think out of 32 people, I think half of those people, this was the first time I ever talked to them. So you will see that series and you will be like, this can't be the first time that they had a conversation. Yes. Half the people I talked to was the first time I ever talked to them, ever. And when I say ever, I mean like ever, right? Like we've never had a conversation, just like emailing. And so that's what I do. So I find them, get them scheduled, record it, all the things. So that's the first thing I wanted to say, because I know a lot of people ask me that. The second thing I wanted to say is a lot of you watch my outside videos and you're like, how do you record outside? Like, this is crazy. How are you able to record outside? Does it ever get crazy? Do crazy things ever happen? So here's the thing. Yes, it's crazy outside. Yes, crazy things happen. Yes, random things happen. Yes, all of those things are true. It's crazy. Okay. It gets wild outside. It will always get wild outside. It does. And for my members, so shameless plug, I do have a membership. So if you want to become a member, you can become a member. I'll drop my link if you want to become a member. But my members get all my behind the scenes content. So my members get a little bit of crazy, a little bit of me talking, a little bit of my outfit reveals, a little bit of chaos. Like my members get all of the things. And sometimes I just like talk to my members. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. So I'm recording and this is kind of awkward. It's kind of hot, whatever. So that's what I do for my membership. So for those of you that are like, how does this happen? It is because I am out there and I'm not going to cut out like a random human in my shot. And I'm like, hey, how are you? Cool. Or when the dogs go crazy, or when the bird is coming in to kill the rabbit that is wounded, that's hopping in front of me. Like, I'm not going to show those things. And so it's crazy. So yes, it's crazy. And another thing is I cuss like a sailor. In real life, I cuss a lot. I just do. Okay. I am always due for a good cuss word. That's just who I am. But when I make my videos, you don't need to hear all of the words because sometimes it doesn't really come out like it's supposed to. It doesn't really land. So whenever you see edits and I'm outside, a lot of the edits are because somebody walked by or the sun came out, because when the sun comes out, anyways, it doesn't matter. The sun came out, something's happening on the outside, or I have said a cuss word and the cuss word is like, it doesn't really match what I'm trying to do, or I will ramble. And so, like I'm doing on this live, I will be on my videos and I will be, so like, let's say I make a video about Texas, right? So like, I'll go outside and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a video about Texas. I'm gonna talk about Coach Sark. I'm going to talk about our training, and I'm going to talk about Coach Sark and his inability to call good plays in the red zone. So I'll go outside and I'm like, Coach Sark, these stupid ass plays in the red zone. I don't know why he can't call these plays. It doesn't make any sense. The first thing you need to do when you have a play sheet, like, you're a coach, why the hell could you, right? And I'm like going off on these tangents. And then when I watch the videos back, I'm like, girl, what was the point? like, what point were you trying to make? So there's always a video of me being like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? This is bullshit. This is dumb. This is like, right? And I'm like going off, right? And then I take a second and I'm like, okay, you said a lot and nothing. So then I'll go back and I'll go, okay, Coach Sark, why can't you call plays in the red zone? Why the hell do you call, you know what I'm saying? So like that's what I go through when I make my videos. So I've been asked that question several times. That is the process of making a video. And then obviously when I'm outside, it's the elements, right? So if the wind blows, sometimes the wind blows and my hair starts doing like this, and I'm trying to talk and have a good thought, or sometimes the wind's like this, and I'm like, and then, and I'm trying to move my hair. So there's also that. So that's happening. So it's chaos. It's actual literal chaos. So I needed to verbally tell you how chaotic it actually is, because it's very chaotic when you record outside. So it's crazy. It's crazy out there. It's a crazy, crazy game out there. So it's that. So anyway, so those are the questions that I wanted to answer, because I get those questions a lot. And also, I just want to say, if you like my outside recording, it is about 100 degrees in Texas. It's not 100. It's like 95. It's like 90 during the day. And it's hot and it's humid and the bugs are coming and the mosquitoes are coming. Shout out to my members who saw the video of the bugs. Anyways, I'm leaving that where it's at. I also am starting to do outfit reveals for my members. So if you're a member and you're watching those videos and you're seeing those outfit reveals, you're the real MVP. Anyways, so yeah. So that's what happens. So then, what I was saying is, it is 190,000 degrees outside. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to record outside. So there's that. So that's going to get a little tricky, because what I really want to do is during the season, you know how cool it would be during the season to have like a preview video when I'm outside. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, because it's going to be hot, literally hot, 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 hot. Anyways, I'm missing some comments. So what are we talking about? Oh my God, I'm loving the two. Thanks, Rawhide. You like her hair the way it is. You like her hair this way and not the braids. What is this cap for, Bird? What are you talking about? I like the blue braids too. This is funny. This is funny. Ellen, never behave. Absolutely not. Okay. Women are in spaces where we're told we have to behave. Like, what are we behaving for? Who are we behaving for? Who are we behaving for? You know what I'm saying? Do you behave how you feel comfortable? Behave however you feel comfortable, Ellen. So do you, girl. So whatever that means for you, that's what you should do. Period. Full stop. And anybody who has a problem with anything I'm saying, come see me. Pop up. Anyways, what else? What other questions did I get? What other questions? Any other questions that I can answer for the chat? Because I'm literally rambling. I am rambling and I am hungry. I have an issue. I got an issue in all caps. Well, say the issue. Say something. If you're feeling froggy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, but not really. What should I eat for dinner? I need when is your next hurricane video? It's actually really funny that you said that because I was thinking about doing something and I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I don't know. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Turn on those notification bells. uh yeah, I'm thinking about it. I have some thoughts that I'm thinking about doing before the season starts. I have a plan. I don't know if I'm going to execute the plan. And my craziness is once I get these plans, 8 times out of 10, I go through with the plans. My plans are crazy though. I always have these like very creative concoctions in my brain. And I'm like, I'm going to talk to all 32 fans from all 32 teams. And I'm like, I'm never going to pull that off. It's never going to happen. And then I did it. And then it's season 2. Also, one day, I'm going to go talk to people one-on-one, face-to-face. I'm going to pop up. I'm going to pop out and I am going to say, hey, I'm in Atlanta. I'm ready to film the Falcons. And whoever my Falcons person is going to have that conversation with me live and in person. That would be so fun. And then I'm like, cool, thank you. All right, tomorrow I'm going to Miami. And then I'm going to go do the Dolphins. And I'm like, okay, cool. Tomorrow I'm going to Jacksonville. I'm just speaking this into existence. I'm speaking everything into existence that I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to end this live after I'm speaking all of this into existence. That's what I'm going to do. If anybody wants to buy me lunch, let me know. Dinner. Yeah, dinner. Let me know. Okay. Here's what I'm going to speak into existence. What do I want to speak into existence today? What do I want to speak into existence today? Okay, I've already done the NFL fan series. Oh, okay. So there's like 5 to 6 people I want to talk to on my channel. I want to record with them. I want to collaborate with them. And I want to talk to them on my channel. So I am going to let you in on my little secret of the people that I want to talk to. So if you have made it to this if you've made it past the first hour, right? And you're here and you're kind of in the trenches and you're like, what is this girl talking about? She's just rambling. I'm about to speak some things in the universe so that when I'm pulling out my notes because I actually have this. I have this in my notes. Like this is like dead ass. Okay. Like this is real talk. Like I'm not making this stuff up. Okay. I have a list of people that I actually want to talk to. And this is just my first 5, right? So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, when you have your first five or 6, my first 5. These are my first 5. Now, I want to caveat this by saying this because these are just the 5 people. Shout out to Rawhide watching the whole commercial. I know that's right. I tried to do a balanced one so that commercials don't keep popping up because who wants to see all those? So, okay, my 5 people that I would love to talk to in any order would be my very first person that I would love to talk to is Colin Cowherd. I would love to talk to Colin Cowherd. Like, I would love to talk to him. I want to talk to him and I want to pick his brain and I want to ask questions and I want to ask how he looks at things and I want to ask how he looks at things. I want to see his research process. I want to see his research process. I want to see how he thinks about things. I want to see how he goes through producing and thinking and talking. Like I want to see like what he does, right? Like I want to understand because everybody sees like the outside of Colin Cowherd and what he says, right? I want to go deeper. Like I want to understand what he's doing before he hits record. That sounded really bad. But I want to see like what he's doing behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to see like Colin Cowherd's process. So I want to talk to Colin Cowherd. He's my first one. The second person I want to talk to is Casey Hampton. And for those of you that don't know, hey, Rosecrans, how are you? I hope you're well. So for those of you that don't know, Casey Hampton is one of the reasons why I watch football the way that I watch football. He was the first guy that I ever watched play for the University of Texas, D tackle, all everything, all world, all this, all that, right? Defensive tackle, goes to the Steelers and does the same thing and like dominates in the NFL. Casey Hampton is like, if like Casey Hampton, like, you know how, I don't know, does anybody in the chat like have those people that like introduce them to the sport of football or basketball, or was the first person they saw like on TV that they gravitated for, or like was the first whatever? Like, Casey Hampton was that for me. Casey Hampton is why I look at football the way I look at football, because he was a defensive tackle at the University of Texas. And for those of you that have heard me talk football, you will know I am very heavily trenches, linebackers, defense. Like, that is my thing. Offense, cool, but like that is my thing. And so I credit Casey Hampton for that, because I watched him play at Texas. I watched him play at the Steelers. Anyway, so Casey Hampton is my number 2. So I have Colin Cowherd and I have Casey Hampton. This is in no particular order. So I'm just throwing them out there. The next person I'd love to talk to is Ryan Clark. Even now, with all this stuff happening with Ryan Clark, I want to talk to Ryan Clark because I have seen him go from a football player from my favorite NFL team. He went to LSU, big time football, big school, big this, big that. Was being doubted when he went to go play with the Steelers, played for the Steelers, won Super Bowls, did the whole thing, had to deal with the Steelers letting him go. So he goes to the Commanders, has to deal with that, right? All this resiliency, does that. Then he retires from the NFL. And then he has like the whole sickle cell, right? He has all these reasons of why he can't play against a playoff game in Denver. We lose the playoff game, whatever. That's career Ryan Clark. For those of you that only know Ryan Clark, the commentator, I'm giving you backstory on Ryan Clark, the football player. So that's Ryan Clark. So then he transitions and now he has like the pivot and he talks to all these people and he's on ESPN and he's looking at the game in a different way. And again, similar to Colin Cowherd, like, I want to pick his brain. I want to know. I want to know what that is like to be like, you know, LSU, this, that, and the other, goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, wins Super Bowls, does this, does that. Then the team doesn't pick him up. Then he goes to the Commanders. Then I just want to know, like, I want to talk to Ryan Clark. I just want to talk to Ryan Clark. I want to know. So Colin Cowherd, Ryan Clark, Casey Hampton. My fourth is going to be Joy Taylor, because what woman in sports does not want to talk to Joy Taylor? Like, how would I not want to talk to Joy Taylor? I want to talk to Joy Taylor. And I don't care what anybody says about Joy Taylor. I don't care what anyone says about Joy Taylor. The one thing she does, people look at her, they watch her, they listen to her, they criticize, they have opinions. I like women like that. Shake the table, make people mad, be you, do what you want to do. Don't apologize for that crap. Be smart, know football, have opinions, have takes, back up those opinions, back up those takes. I need to talk to Joy Taylor. Like, I would love to talk to Joy Taylor. I would love to talk to Joy Taylor. So she is number 4. She's not really number 4 on this list, honestly. I will talk to any of these people any time of the day. And then my 5th and final person is Josh Pate, because I like Josh Pate's style. I like the way he talks about college football. And I like that he knows his lane. And I like Josh Pate. I like also that he will have different thoughts about the same thing. I like that about him. I like that he's not afraid to like have an opinion and know that it's not going to be like the popular opinion or the opinion everybody wants. I love that. I love Josh Pate. I love everything Josh Pate does, and I love the things he brings to the table. So just to recap, the five people I want to talk to: Colin Cowherd, Joy Taylor, Casey Hampton, Ryan Clark, Josh Pate. I'll talk to any of them any day of the week, twice on Sundays. If they wanted to talk to me at 4 a.m., I'm not a morning person, by the way. I hate the mornings. I'm not a morning person. Okay. I am not very nice in the morning. I'm not very lovely. And I'm a morning person, and I'm just kind of riding this out. Okay. But if they said to me, the only time I could talk to you is 4 a.m. Sunday morning, I would wake up at 3:30 and I would talk to them at 4 a.m. Okay. So I'm just saying. So those are my list of people that I would love to talk to. There's many, 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 many more people that I would love to talk to. But those are just those people that I want to talk to because I think that I could learn from them. I've watched them, and I think they all bring tremendous value in completely different ways. And I used to listen to sports talk radio when like sports talk radio was a thing. You know what I mean? Like, let me say, you know what? If I could talk to Dan Patrick, I would also talk to Dan Patrick. Like, that's how much like I'm like a sports radio girl. Like, I grew up listening to sports talk radio. Like, that was what I did. I would listen to sports talk radio. So yeah, that's my list of 5. And that's what I'm going to do. So I would love to talk to all of those people. I will say the person I talked to for my Steelers series, I'm so excited. My Steelers episode, I'm so excited for that. So anyways, so that's my list. I have been on live for a minute. I've been on live for a minute and 16 seconds. No, I have been on live for 1 hour and 16 minutes. I will go for another 3 minutes until it gets to 1:20. And then I need to go eat something because I am hungry and I need to do nothing. That is my battle cry this week. What are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing this week? Nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I don't want to do anything. The only thing I'm going to be doing is getting a massage, getting a facial, getting a manicure, getting a pedicure, getting my hair done, and eating food. So if you want to contribute to all of those things, you're more than welcome. But if not, that's all I'm doing. Okay. That's all I'm doing. Food, self-care, self-love, whatever you want to say. So I'm going to end this in 2.5 minutes. Does anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? I also have a fear that when I'm on live, should I say this? I'm just going to say it. I have a fear. Have you ever drank water so fast that when you drink it, it goes down the wrong pipe and then you start choking? I have a fear that's going to happen to me. And so it's like every time I'm live, I like carefully drink my water. I'm like, water or tequila. I do not drink. You will never see me have an alcoholic beverage on live, especially, but in life. So it's always water. It is always going to be water. And I actually have a gallon. I have a gallon of water. It's not in here, but I actually have a gallon of water, and I have like 97,000 of these little guys. And so 4 of these makes a gallon. And so I take my gallon of water and I pour it in there every day. So gallon of water a day. Some people will be like, how is your skin so clear? My skin is probably clear because genetics. It's probably top 1, actually. Genetics. My skin is clear probably because of genetics 1 and genetics 2 is probably those 2 things. I also don't drink alcohol, so that probably has something to do with it. I also don't put anything on my face. I don't have, some people have like treatments and they're like, oh, my face cream and my night cream and my day cream and my midday cream and my after day cream and my after night cream and then my before and then my after, and then they go to bed looking like a glazed donut. No. I don't go to bed looking like a glazed donut. So I don't really I just like, nothing fantastic. I just think it's water. So I see we have a bunch of people that are taking things the wrong way in the chat. Ooh, this hair. I cannot wait to get my hair done. Boy, I tell you. Anyways, I'm about to be at a minute and 20 seconds. Why do I keep saying that? An hour and 20 seconds. So before I end this live though, if anybody else has any questions, drop those questions in. If you have come in and you just want to hear me ramble and talk about whatever, I am here to ramble and talk about whatever. I hate those 1000. Yeah, I don't have any regimen. My regimen is this. I drink water. I wipe my face. And I have good genetics. Let's be honest. A lot of this is about genes. If you have good genes, like certain things are just going to make sense. So it is what it is. That's just what it's going to be. So before I end this, I want to go back and thank the 2 super chats. So thank you again for Migo. I appreciate the super chat. And thank you again to Sports Mode. I appreciate your super chat. You are simply amazing. Let me give 2 thank yous. Which two am I going to give? Ooh, that one was nice. And one more. Oh, I love those. Those are my favorites. Hey. Hey. So nice of you to be here. I'm so happy that you showed up. You said, well, at least you left Stephen A off the list. Yeah, I'm not talking to him. I don't care about him at all, actually. I don't need to talk to him. I'm good. So technically, T, thank you for sending through a super chat. I'm just here rambling. You know how I do. I'm just here rambling, talking about whatever I talk about. So I appreciate you. And now I get to play another video for you. Ooh, that one might be my favorite. I don't know. I love that. Bird, thank you for sending a super sticker. I appreciate. Okay, so let's do a thing. Let's rank these thank you videos. Are we up for this? Are we up for ranking the videos? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to rank my thank you videos. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to just end the live and let it go. I'm okay with the 2s if you don't want to do it. If you want to rank these thank you videos, put a 1 in the chat. All I need is like 2 1s and I'll rank them. Okay. Okay. I got 1. Anybody else want to see me rank these videos? Because I'm curious. Like I like to know like what people like to see. I'm actually curious to see what people want to see. Okay. So technically, and Ellen gave me a 1. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. So let me see how many of them there are. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 thank you videos. Okay. So I'm going to play them. And when I play them, thank you, Rascal. How are you? I hope you're well. Thank you for being here. So I have 4. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, this is the first one, and then I'm going to play it. Okay. And then I'm going to say, this is the second one, and this is the third one. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So then at the end of all of them, you're responsible for telling me which one you like. Okay. Are we ready? Here we go. So this is the first one. Love. Okay. This is the second one. That was cute. Okay. This is the third one. She likes that one. And this is the fourth one. So what do we think? 1, 2, 3, or 4? So Ellen likes the second one. Okay, Ellen likes 2. Okay, Bird likes 1 and 3. Okay, okay, okay. So we have chair. Okay, so this is okay. So this is 2. We got 3. Okay, Bird says 3. Okay, Johnny says 3. Okay, Esco says 4. Okay, so it looks like 3 is getting the most. 3 is getting the most. Technically, T says whichever one has the chair, that's the one. Okay. Okay. So it looks like we're getting a stream of 2s and a stream, and everybody seems to be cool with 3. So just to recap, because we need a winner. Okay. So I think 3 is the winner, but 2 is making a comeback. So this is 2. I'm going to play 2 and then I'm going to play 3. Here's 2. So I'm going to cheat because technically T's thing is on there. So I'm going to play 2 one more time, and then I'm going to play 3. Okay, here's 2. Okay, now here is 3. So 2 or 3? 2 or 3? What are we thinking? 2 or 3? Let's go. 1. I'm odd man out with 4. There's usually it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it kind of is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? 2. I feel like everyone's first thought is 2. And then you see 3, and then you see 4, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll update them. Maybe I'll add some more. I'll be honest though, I created those when I used to go live every week. And because I don't go live every week, I don't play them that often. So yeah. And if anybody watches this on the playback, then vote in the comment section below, whichever one made the people say damn. I don't know if one gives that much of a reaction. I don't know. They're kind of fun. They're super fun. It's fun to create. Merge 2 and 3. Merge 2 and 3. Well, okay. Okay, now he's changed his mind to 2. Okay. Now we're changing. Okay, now we're changing. We're voting. Okay, now we're changing. All right, play them again. They are my super chat videos, sir. I can't be on live just videos of myself. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. It is kind of funny though, because I've created each of them for different reasons. So it's funny to see what different people react to. So run it back. Do it again. Anyways, I am now overtime. So hope you all enjoyed my display of my thank yous for my super chats. And who knows, maybe I'll create some more. Maybe I'll create different ones, and then so people don't know which ones I'm going to play. Yeah. Play it again, please. Okay. Which one do you want to see? I will play one for you. Which one do you want to see? Ricky is not your top 5. That's a deep combo. Yeah, he's not. But it's not a shot. It's not a shot to him. It's just other guys. The deal is 1 super chat, 1 video. You want to break the rules. You're trying to break the rules. See, rules are made for a reason. See, when I tell Ellen, I'm like, girl, do you, be you, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? On the cool though, here you go. And here you go. And I'm saving the best for last. And here's everyone's favorite. And there you go. So y'all thank me. All of y'all thank me. I love that. Anyways, any other questions, comments, concerns, or anything before I hop off of this live? I appreciate you all for being here. Even if you started with me, you started watching it, you had to fall off, you had other things going on, all of those things. I appreciate you for showing up. I appreciate you in the comment section. I appreciate everybody who will watch this on the playback. Also, if you haven't already, don't forget to watch my 32 fan series if you're interested to see what these NFL teams think about your team or, you know, your division or all those things. That is on the NFL fan series. So I have that. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to do all of those things. And if you like this content, think about becoming a member. Ellen is a member. And Ellen, let me say this, honestly, if you like to hear me ramble, you should definitely become a member. In all my videos, I am rambling. That is what I do, is I ramble in my videos. But I'm talking to my members. And so I'm like, I'm out here in this spot and it is hot and I can't find an angle and this is crazy. And so I ramble and ramble and ramble. That is what I do for my members. So if you like those videos, they are there. I am also going to start doing outfit reveals for my member videos. So if you're ever wondering, like, is this a full outfit? Is she wearing, like, what is this outfit? I started sharing them in my last video. So I probably will continue to do that because that is fun. But anyways, I appreciate all of you for being here. For those of you also who say I don't drink water when I'm live, I do drink water when I'm live. You just don't pay attention. I'm drinking water. But thank you all. I don't know when I'm going to go live again. I will figure it out. My birthday is on Thursday. So I will be birthdaying this week. So there's that. And yes, it is just me. And I'm literally talking to the camera and I cuss on there. So there's no ads. I also take away the ads. But yes, Ellen is correct. It is just me, unedited, just talking. So if that is what you're into, and people are always like, I like it when you're random. I'm very random in those. So there's that. But I'm going to end this. And sorry, you know when you've been talking and like your lips start to get dry? You can't have like dry lips, you know what I mean? Gotta fix that. Yeah, kind of got a little scary here. Anyways, thanks, Ellen, for dropping the merch link. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm sure we will find another way to connect. And I hope that you're enjoying my videos. And do not forget to leave me comments in the videos because, as you can imagine, I respond to every single comment I get in every single video. Even the comments where people want me to change my clothing or get in the kitchen, I will still respond to those videos because I appreciate it. Anyways, thank you everyone for joining. I'll see you in my next video.